Good afternoon, everybody. So basically, what we're going to talk about today is how BIM 360 can benefit you in the construction industry. So when I think about that question, there's about four ways, or really three ways that I think BIM 360 can help you. So the first thing that it's going to help you with, it's going to very easily allow you to review project changes, whether it's from a PDF or a model or from like a Microsoft Office file. It's also going to allow you to digitize your quality control process. So if you're using checklists or if you've got some kind of quality control issue list that you're tracking via Excel or whatever, BIM 360 is going to help improve that for you. And then also, one of the best things about it is that you can view anything from anywhere. So you can view your RFIs, your submittals, your quality control information, or just your documents from anywhere, regardless of whether you're using a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, or even an Android device. So let's talk first about viewing project changes. Okay, so there's really kind of four ways that BIM 360 is going to allow you to very seamlessly and painlessly view project changes. So I know, some of you guys said, it was some kind of combination of the old school and then BIM 360 or Procore or whatever. But what I can tell you, when I started working with files, whenever a change came out, it was really kind of difficult to see what happened. You kind of had to rely on the architect or the engineers to bubble the sheets so that you could see exactly what changed, where and when. And so what BIM 360 allows you to do is it allows you to very quickly and easily compare changes from one version to another. Whether you're just looking at one PDF to another, you could see how level 1 interacts with level 2, or you could compare one version against another. So maybe you needed to see how bulletin A compared to the 100% construction documents. Or maybe even you just are having trouble visualizing how something might be installed out in the field. So you're used to your plans, but there's just one little detail that maybe you don't understand. So you want to compare the model to a specific sheet. You can do that in BIM 360 as well. And then finally, you can even compare versions of a model against each other. Okay, and so what I'll do later, once we're through our little presentation, I'll actually go and I'll do a demonstration of all those things. Okay, so the next thing that I think is extremely beneficial with BIM 360 for construction companies is that you can digitize your quality control process. So you can do that also, again, in four different ways. Okay, so again, for me, prior to BIM 360, the way that I would track all of these things, it was, we would fill out a paper checklist, or we would submit an RFI to to another database, or if I was doing quality control issues and observations, basically I would get a letter, and then I would put that the line items of that letter into an Excel list, and it was just kind of painful. And so then I would have to actually go and create the report, and that took a lot of time as well. So with BIM 360, it's going to allow you to quickly and easily review quality issues. You can view all of them as a list, or you could just click on a drawing and see which issues are associated with that view or with that model. Also, if you're going to, same thing with RFIs. If you need to view and review your RFIs, you just click on the sheet that you're looking at, or that you want to look at, and you can see if there's any RFIs that are associated with it, or you could just go straight to the RFIs list and view them there. So if there's a specific one that you're looking for, you could, search for it, or you could just kind of peruse all of them if you wanted to. Also, if you're, if there's some kind of workflow that you need to document prior to the installation or the pouring of concrete or something like that, you can easily create checklists and fill them out on your mobile device. And that'll help allow you to document like a quality, safety, commissioning, or some other process. You can confirm that it takes place, and then it'll always be documented on the site. And then finally, it gives you the ability to sort, filter, and report. So, again, if you were utilizing previously, the Excel report, you would know that was largely a manual process to create a report, or to sort or filter the data out. It was kind of painful. So what's nice about BIM 360 is it gives you the ability to sort, filter, and report all of your data really quickly and painlessly. And again, all of these things are something that I'll kind of very briefly go over in a demonstration a little bit later. And so finally, the thing that's nice about it is that it lets you view your data anything from anywhere. So whether you use a desktop, or you've got iPads that you guys use out in the field, or maybe even everybody has an iPhone or an Android device. So, even if you don't have an iPad, you can still use your mobile device to quickly and easily, track just about anything in the field. If you put it in BIM 360, then you can access it using just about any device. So, without further ado, I think I'm just going to share my screen here, and then we'll kind of jump into a couple of demos. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to demonstrate is basically how to compare documents on your computer's desktop. Okay, so if you look at my screen right now, what I've kind of already gone and done is I'm comparing the ground floor versus the second floor of this building. So you can see right off the bat that these pages don't line up. So it's pretty easy to line up. I'm just going to hit align, and then I'm going to move one. And so the best way, in my opinion, to do that is to kind of pick the grid lines to align. I think I'll kind of go in there and I'll make sure that I've got number 2. Well, let's see it. Let's see if we can get these a little bit better. So I'll zoom in some and we'll get it so that, there we go. So you can tell if it's aligned, because as soon as it's aligned, the things turn kind of black. Let's see if we've got them vertically. Okay, so now I don't have them vertically aligned, so I'm just going to move them down. And there we go. Okay, so I go ahead and I do that pretty quickly and painlessly. Once I've got it aligned the way that I want, I just turn off the little align button. And so now I can see red versus blue, what's different. Okay, so basically right here I can see between ground floor and the second floor there's some type of awning. You can see blue is A103 and red is A102. So there's some sort of awning that's right here. So it, the footprint of the building kind of is different between the ground floor and second floor. And if I needed to, I could kind of compare, make sure that the walls all align, make sure that the chases, if they do align, I could check all of that stuff. Similarly, if I were to compare a version of a document, so if you look at this one right here, we're comparing version 4 of A102 versus version 1 of A102. So if we look down here, we can see red versus blue again. We can see very clearly version 1, these two rooms were smaller, and there was also no little, I guess, janitor's closet right here. This, I guess, like this whole corridor right here was kind of different. So you can see they lengthened the rooms, and then you can also tell that they kind of numbered them and added dimensions as well. So you can see that all very easily. If maybe you're red-blue colorblind, or you just wanted to visualize it a different way, BIM 360 allows you to kind of review a slider bar, so you can kind of see exactly how things change. So, you know, on one side it's version 1, and on the other side it's version 4. So if I, you know, move the scroller bar, I can see pretty clearly and easily what changed. So again, I like this because it puts, you know, I no longer have to, you know, guess or search or my, you know, the files and really look at them deeply to figure out what changed. You know, I'm not looking at a needle in a haystack. It very easily tells me exactly what changed. So so that's pretty helpful. So the third way that you can compare documents is by, you know, you can actually compare a model against a sheet. So what I did here was I've got this structural Revit drawing open, and then on the other side, I click the split view mode right here, and then I can pick the actual floor plans that or the actual sheet that I want to review. So I actually selected the second floor framing. And so when I did that, notice if I click on something in here, it's going to select it inside the model. So you can see right there, that's the member that I selected. You can see that it shows it as a W18 by 46 here. If I were to bring up the properties, if I were to look at that here, I'm sure that if I look through here, it would probably tell me the same thing. I just have to find where it is. There you go. The identity data, it's an W18 by 46. So I can visualize where it is in the model, whether, you know, both via plan or by Revit model. So that's kind of helpful in my opinion. You know, a lot of times you kind of, you know, you can see where it's supposed to go, maybe on the sheet over here, but this kind of helps visualize how everything's going to kind of go together here. So so that's the third way. So the next kind of cool little way that you can compare documents is just by comparing one version of a model to another. So you can see right here, we're comparing version 1 versus version 2 of this architectural model. So what's kind of slick about this is it tells you by green, red, and yellow the things that were added, removed, and changed. So you can see between these two versions, one thing was added. It was just this text right here that goes on the edge of this awning. There were 5 things removed. So the old text was removed. This column was removed, and then there's some walls that were removed. And then you can see the things that were modified. So what's kind of cool about this is if you click on the things that were modified, if they were the geometry was actually modified, if you just click between the two versions, it kind of illustrates how it changed. So I can see right here, basically, well, it tells me this this object was actually moved 9 feet in the Y direction. So I can visualize that, and it also tells me that. So, you know, also, you know, you could see if you just wanted to see just the steel things or the structural things that were changed, you could turn off all of the other you know, disciplines. I could also see, you know, view by modification type. So if I needed to see just the things that were where the geometry was changed, or if I just wanted the things that were moved, or things that where properties were changed, you know, I could view that. So those are the 4 basic ways that you can compare documents. Again, when I was around, you had to kind of hunt for these things, or hope that the architect or the engineer did bubbled those out so that you could see them clearly. But here, it kind of takes all the guesswork out of it. It's quick and painless and easy to do. So next thing I'm going to do, we're going to jump into my onto my iPad, and we're going to take a look at how BIM 360 is going to allow you to kind of improve the way that you perform quality. Okay, so I've got my iPad up right here, so I'll just open up BIM 360. And so once you jump into a project, notice that very quickly and easily you can view your plans or your project files very quickly. If you were just to click this little button right here, that would allow you to download that actual folder, so you'd have all those things out there regardless of whether there was internet on the site or not. It would, if you did that before you walked out there, then it would you could download your stuff and then track whatever you needed to view, review out in the field. Notice down here at the bottom, it's going to allow you to quickly and easily view documents, issues, checklists, view everything that you've downloaded, complete daily logs, and view and review RFIs. So all we're going to do today is just look at issues and checklists really quickly. So if I click on the Issues tab, notice that we've got a nice long list of issues right here. So we've got a project that's either it's in the middle of punch list, or there's a whole lot of different issues going on here in this one, right? So I can quickly view and review that. Well, if I just wanted to see the issues that were assigned to me, I could come down here and click this filters button. And then I could come down here and choose the assignee. And then I'll pick myself. So once I do that, it actually shrinks the list down for me. So maybe I just needed to see this issue number 67 right here, right? So when I open that one up, notice it says that the buttons on the elevator don't light up and appear not to work. Okay, you can see I've got myself a nice little picture that my elevator buttons look suspiciously like my laptop buttons, but we've got a picture there so I can see what it's talking about. It's marked up and everything. I can see as well, this is a quality issue. It's assigned to me. It shows me that there's a linked document there, and it says that the root cause of this is an equipment failure. So if I click on A203, notice that it's going to actually take me to that sheet, and it's gonna show me exactly where that issue is. So you can see right there, it's in this elevator right here. There's a problem. So if I wanted to, I could come over here to activity, and I could see if there was any information about that. Right now, I can see that there currently isn't. But let's say, just for the sake of argument, that I was assigned this, so now it's my job to actually go and fix it. So I've gone through the process of actually fixing it. So now all that I would have to do is just come in here, and I would just call out the person that was responsible for reviewing what I've revised out in the field. So I'll just send it to myself, and I'll say, this is done. Then, if I wanted to, I could also take a picture. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And yes, I'll hit OK. Okay. For some reason my let's see, where did my 71 go? No, where did? Okay, we'll try that again. So we'll filter to myself. There we go. Go to that page. Okay. Go to activity. This time, instead of typing it in, I'll just use voice command, and I'll say this is complete, period. This is complete, period. Then again, I can take a picture. It'll allow me to do that. So, dang it, why is it keeps doing that? Well, for some reason, my phone is not letting me take pictures, but basically there we go. So I'll do that. I'll take the picture, and we would just add that to it. So once I do that, I send it off, and so then two things will kind of happen here. Okay, so first thing that happens is, one, my little note, and then if I had assigned a picture to it, then it would then that would become part of the record of this object. Two, I would need to change this to work complete so that then whoever was in charge of it knew that, the status had changed, they needed to review it. But three, because I, basically it would send a notification to the person that I included so that they would know that they, that they needed to work on it. So it would kind of move the workflow forward. Okay, so next, let's look at checklists. Okay, so with checklists, basically, it's very easy to create these. I'm not going to show you how for this particular webinar, but to set one up, it's really easy. You just click the checklist button here, then you hit the plus, and then you pick the actual template that you want to use. So I'm just going to fill out this cast in place concrete one right here. And so when that happens, notice that it brings a whole bunch of stuff up. So I'll just select this one. I'll assign this one to myself. We'll say the location is level 1, and the date is today's date. So I do that, and I hit create. Okay, so there we go. So, no, that's not the, let's come down here and let's find where the one from today is. Let's see. Okay, for some reason it's kind of hiding from me. Do that. We'll try this again. Here we go. Don't know how I missed that the last time. Okay, so once I come here, it's just really easy to kind of, once you find it, it's really easy just to fill these out. You just come and you read the question. So it says verify concrete is sufficiently strong for removal of forms. So I'll just hit the plus right there. So notice I tap the screen and it turns green. Ensure forms remain in place. Hit again green. Yes. Verify reshoring requirements are observed, positive. Yeah, wood quality is specified. There's a whole bunch of different options here. But let's say if there was a problem with the maybe patching was a problem. When I do that, notice it does that, but then it'll also allow you to create an issue. I could come in here and I could say, I could come in here and I could say, patching required, period. And so then it does that, and then I could say patching required on northwest corner of slab on floor 1, period. So I do that, I take a picture, I could assign the issue to somebody, so I'll assign it to Jackson. Specify root cause, so maybe we'll just say it was housekeeping was the reason that it got messed up. So I do that, and so then now it shows me that there's an issue in the middle of this checklist. I'm not going to complete this because there's something that still has to be done. But basically, that lets me document. Okay, I didn't finish this because this issue was impeding me from finishing this workflow. So basically, once I do that, again, the issue gets sent to the person responsible. They fix the problem, we review it, and then we close the issue out, and then I can move forward with this workflow. So that's the basics of checklists and issues. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to show here, I'll just move my iPad over here, is with reporting. Okay, so let's say again, I needed to send some like a report out of all the issues for a specific person or a specific company. So I'll just pick myself, for example. So if I needed to send out issues that were assigned to myself, and perhaps I just needed some that were open, because open or work completed, because those are the ones that apply to me. Those are the ones that are either in my scope, or that they're in my ball in court, or they're about to, or they're ready to be inspected by the general contractor or whatever. Basically, I can filter things out. So notice right here, I filtered all of this stuff out, just so that I got just the class or the issues that I wanted. Notice that there's 22. Again, if I were to remove that, notice that it goes from 22 to 66. So again, I just want to see the ones that apply to me, because I don't care about the other people's stuff, because it's not assigned to me. It's not relevant to me. So I filter it very easily. And so once I do that, I could either view any of these at any time, or I could hit export here, and I could actually create a report. And so if I wanted to, I could put a message in here. Basically, what's going to happen if I put a message in here, that's going to be part of the email that's sent to me. So automatically, there's going to be a report that's created, and it's going to be sent to me. Okay, so I hit create. But also it's going to be saved in the BIM 360 system. So I kind of went and I did this before, so you can kind of see, okay, here's what the report looks like. So it shows you bit by bit. Here's all the clashes, or not the clashes. Here's all the issues that are assigned to me. I can click on all of them, and then, or I could click on one and go right to it. So I'll just pick this. I'll pick lower lights to mist duct. So I click that one. Notice it takes me right to it. And so I can see, everything about it right there. I can see where it is, all that fun stuff. And so if I were to go to it, if I were to click on it, it would kind of take me to that spot in BIM 360, and I could view and review it and all that stuff. So everything's hyperlinked. So that's kind of nice with the report. Again, for me, when I was doing this, I started out using Excel, and so, it took an hour, if not multiple hours, to create all the reports for all the different team members. And so this, kind of allows me to, this freed me up. And so instead of being the person who created reports, this freed me up to actually meet with people so that I could review these issues and we could move them forward. But also another thing that's kind of nice is that you can, if you go to the Insight tab inside of BIM 360, you can actually go to the reporting tool and you can schedule a report. So if I just needed to sort things by status and then filter by who it was assigned to, which is exactly what we just did, then I could just pick myself, and then I could choose to either run this report now, or I could even choose to share and schedule it. So if I wanted to, I could share this with everybody that I wanted to, or just myself. And I could choose when I wanted it to run. So if I wanted to run once a week, basically what I would do is I would set it up so that it would run the day before my my quality control meeting. So let's say that's today. So I'd want it to run on Wednesday, and I would want it to run, let's just say, at lunchtime, so that everybody got it at least a half day before and they could review it. And so basically, I could even choose when I want this to run. So if I knew that the project was going to be over in July, then I could just have it run between today and July. So once I do that, I would just save it, and then I would have a report that was saved, and that would run every week that I needed it to. So see, there you go. So basically, that helps you kind of automate your reporting process as well. So I guess to close out, the thing that I like about it, that I like about BIM 360 is that it digitizes everything for you. It puts everything on one easy to access portal. You can very easily compare documents and changes. You can very easily manage your quality control process using, with issues. You can also very easily document a workflow using checklists, and then if you need to send out reports based off of all that information, you can very quickly and easily send that stuff out using reports, and you can even schedule them using the reporting tool. So that's pretty much it. So I guess we'll jump right into the final poll question right now. And so the question is, what excites you the most about what you've seen today? Is it the document compare tools? Is it issues in RFI management? Is it the mobile connectivity, or is it something else?
All right, if you'll just put your answers down below. Thank you for powering through, Michael. We appreciate you as always.
Yeah, no problem. So for me, definitely the issue management tool was my favorite thing, just because I did quality control, and so it just really freed me up again to do whatever, it freed me up to focus on quality instead of focusing on a report.